Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Grant Enfinger, the most recent winner of the truck race at IRP. How's it going?
It's going good. Life is good this week. And we got an off week, so we can kind of savor our moment a little longer. And hopefully this is kind of the momentum boost we need and gets us the confidence. And obviously it helped that we had a champion power equipment Chevy that was as good as we did the other night. So hopefully it can kind of give us all some confidence going into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, of course, you're into the next round of the playoffs. Knowing that you got that win, how does that feel?
I mean, honestly, it puts us in a good spot, But I think what's more important than that is the fact that we had winning speed. It's one thing for the race to play out the way it needed to, and us to get the victory. But the biggest thing the thing that we've been lacking this year is the speed. So very thankful that we had a champion power equipment Chevy that they could kind of get the job done. We seem to be in the ballpark from when we unloaded in practice, short runs, long runs. We were one of the top few trucks, I would say, not necessarily the best truck all night long, but definitely one of the better trucks all night long. So that felt good, and obviously put Hensley in some gut wrenching decisions there with the caution at the end of the second stage. Feel like I spent 40 laps trying to pass Hocevar, finally able to do that and felt like we were going to cruise on to, an easy stage win and caution comes out and Ty ended up beating me to that stage win after we pitted. And then same thing at the end of the race, just finally kind of fought for that lead and got it with about, 12, 15 laps to go. And then seemed like 2 laps later, caution comes out and took what maybe a uneventful night, get the checkered flag and go home into a very eventful night and made us work for a pretty good bit there at the end.
Yeah, racing at IRP was fun. What was it like being that? I know you didn't get a chance to race there, but that being your first, this was your first time there. But how did you enjoy the trucks being back at IRP?
Yeah, this is my first time being in a truck at IRP, but I've been at IRP, I believe, 4 times before in a ARCA car. And it's never been one of my better tracks as far as doesn't fit my natural driving style, but it's an awesome place. It's a place that the truck series never should have left. It's a place that, it encourages, side by side racing, but it doesn't really encourage passing, so track position is still a premium like most places we go. But it leads you in. You can get an entry all the way up beside somebody to their door numbers, and then they get you on exit and promotes side by side racing. So I think as race fans, which is what we all are at heart, it just puts on great racing. And I think the tire fall off was great. I think it's a second and a half or so of tire fall off. So you had enough to where there's actually strategy going on, which we don't have near enough of in the truck series with the way the stages are. And there's lanes to maneuver when you're on a different tire sequence. So I think it promoted great racing. The stands were packed. So all in all, I think it was just a great night at IRP.
Getting Jeff Hensley back, of course, I talked to both of you at Mid-Ohio, right when that change was made. But how big was it to have him back on the box?
I think it's definitely a confidence thing with me and him. I think he has confidence in me as a driver. I have confidence in him as a crew chief. But I think some of just past experience. We've worked together for 4 years. So when you get in those gut wrenching decision time, like he was put in a couple of times at IRP, I think it helps to have confidence on that guy on the box. And I feel like I was still probably, edging them and leading them in, different directions. But I know when he makes his mind up and he makes a call, at that point, I just put my thoughts aside and go with it. And I'm going to drive as hard as I can. And hopefully we can make that decision work out. And obviously we were able to on Friday night. But even if it didn't work out, like I would have left IRP smiling because we had that speed we've been looking for. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. we've been working extremely hard on this 23 truck, but GMS racing as a whole, GMS fabrication, there is not been any quit in anybody, but man, it has been a tough year, and it felt good to raise that trophy.
Yeah. So you got the win the first round. You advance on. Of course, you're going to a track at Richmond. But this is a team that has, you mentioned it, it's not been the best season. And then going out and proving everybody wrong, including me, who had you out in the first round. I can't even believe I did that, but whatever. But you've proven a lot of us wrong.
Yeah, honestly, we went into the season with high expectations. This is a team that's used to winning, used to contending for championships, and we've fallen short on that in the regular season. But it's our job to get that back in the postseason. So we're going to do everything in our power to do that and to race for a championship when we get to Phoenix.
Yeah, it's Richmond is a familiar place to you guys. Of course, you and Jeff Hensley won there back when you guys were at Thorsport in 2020. Knowing that you've won there, what is it like to go to a track that you are very familiar with?
I think we're going there with confidence after a win like this. I think that's obvious, but the biggest thing about Richmond is I feel like Jeff has a really good handle on that place. We have a direction that we want to go, so I think that's the number 2 feather in our cap, I'd say. But the third thing is, man, Richmond just fits my driving style. Like, that's a place that I don't have to. I shouldn't say I don't have to. I like IRP. I went in there knowing that, hey, this is a place that does not fit my natural tendencies as a driver. A lot of the things that I do as a driver, came from cutting my teeth in the super late model stuff on wore out tracks, places that you're really fighting for grip, but you want to keep your momentum going. Richmond fits my wheelhouse. I don't have to talk to myself. I don't have to, tell myself to drive differently. Like, I just go with my natural instincts when we show up at a place like that. So I think that's the third thing that's kind of going for us. But obviously, there's 35 other competitors that are probably feeling good about it as well. But I just think that the truck series, my tendencies, Richmond is another great place for us. It's a place that wears out tires. It's a place that you actually have to have throttle control, which I'm all about. So many times with the lack of horsepower that we have in the truck series, the total amount of downforce, the way the splitters drive, not a lot of places that we're squeezing the throttle like we do at Richmond. I would say the only other places that's like that is maybe the dirt track. So definitely looking forward to getting there.
All right. Well, Grant Enfinger, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll talk to you. Good luck in the few weeks at Richmond, and we'll talk to you later in the year.
Yeah, thanks, Casey.